Well, good morning, guys. This is just a morning ritual, my pure energy healing sacred sticks, Palo Santo, with a lot of other beautiful things in, including Moldavite dust. So it's what I use from day to day whenever I feel I just need to cleanse and clear my body. At the moment, here in Mijas Pueblo, we have a very, very big festival, and it lasts for 5 days. And it becomes quite heavy up here because so many people come and they party through the night. And as you can imagine, drinks and all of those things, it's like very heavy, and you can actually feel it in the air. So this is why I'm cleansing myself today. Why do I cleanse myself? What is the purpose of cleansing yourself? You keep asking me this question time and time again. The reason why we cleanse ourselves with this smoke is to clear away any dirty energy that is picked up from day to day, and we can easily believe that it is depression, sadness, we don't feel good, there's something wrong with us, and when all along all it is the dirty energy we pick up. So what do we do when our clothes are mucky? We wash them. This is exactly what I'm doing. I'm washing my energy, my life force, my chi, my prana, whatever you want to call it. But your life force is all around you. So a little smoke from these sticks clears it away, and I now feel lighter, which leads me on to our subject today. How to begin working with spirit. And this is a huge question, and I normally take about 4 or 5 hours to just break into the field of this amazing topic. I love it, I really do. So do you want to grab your teas, your morning teas, and coffees, and enjoy yourself, and let me channel a story and give you some ideas of how we begin to work with spirit. I think the first thing I'd like to say is thank you very much for being a lighthouse, a beautiful, shining example for the world. Thank you for working with spirit daily, which you do. We all work with spirit one way or another. Whether we work with spirit on a level of purity, love, kindness, giving, sharing, understanding, or whether we are that which is deemed dark and negative, when all along sometimes we have to share certain painful challenges and situations to our friends who we love, so they can learn and grow from that. It is a challenging topic to understand and digest. Why would anybody want to hurt anybody else? And I think in truth, nobody truly wants to hurt anybody else. And I think the bigger picture out there, if we were able to see it, which is very challenging for us when we go through the pain and suffering of why our mums or dads, brothers, sisters, friends, partners would choose to hurt us. When we can grow from that and see the bigger picture, that maybe they were there to help us grow, then pain and suffering doesn't seem to be as bad. We seem to smile and say, thanks for the lesson, thanks for the challenge. And we smile saying, you know what, I'm not taking this personal anymore. So going back to how we can really begin to work with spirit on a more powerful level, on a more higher vibration, so we learn to grow from that learning and that experience. How is it? How do you identify, Mark, working with spirit? What is it and how is it? How does it work? What do you do? Tell me, explain to me, Mark. Explain to me the feelings of when you know you're working with spirit, or where you're just working, thinking, and doing things out of action through your heart. So, okay. I would say about 8 years ago, I was working with a very beautiful crystal. It was a Moldavite, and while I was healing this beautiful lady on the healing bed, tears were coming down both our eyes. Her eyes were closed. And after an hour, the lady gets up from the bed and we cuddled each other, and I could see a lot of the pain and suffering had been released, and I was joyful about that. And I worked in Tickle Pink, a little shop which was mine at the time, and I was upstairs, and as we walked down the stairs, I said to my client friend now, oh, beautiful lady, please mind your head, because there was a low wall which you can bang your head on. And she says, oh, I remember Mark, as she'd been a few times before. And from nowhere, I had an urge, a feeling to take my Moldavite off and to simply say to her, as I put it around her neck, this is a gift from Spirit to you. We got to the bottom of the stairs and she looked at it and she went, oh, thank you. And I said, you are most welcome. And we gave each other a cuddle and she left. The crystal that I gave her was of monetary value of a lot. But when you work with Spirit, there is no monetary value. There is only energy and the exchange of energy from however that crystal worked with me, she needed to feel and hold. And I was happy to gift her that because I knew it was the right thing to do. A few days later, if not one, I had a phone call from a very dear lady who was a client and friend, and she was very nervous, tearful, and she said, I need your help. And I said, where are you now? And she said she was at a certain private hospital. So as I did, grabbed my coat and flew down to the hospital and went to the front desk and asked for this lady, and they said, who are you? And I said, I'm her son. I know how it works now in hospitals. So they let me downstairs, and she was in the department where all the emergencies are. And I remember these two sliding doors opened, and there in front of me, she was laying down on this bed with heart monitors on and a mask. And as soon as she saw me, she just burst into tears. And me with a big smile saying, come on, let's get this sorted. But for some strange reason, I said, let's make a miracle today. I turned around and looked up and I said, come on guys, let's have a miracle. Unbeknown to me, the suffering that she was going through was far more than what I realized, but it didn't matter because I knew I was there and I was called to go there. So I played my music. Funnily enough, the music's that's on in the background now. I've always kept this music for a long time. And I started the healing work, which is as simple as closing my eyes, breathing, placing my hand on her heart and on her head. And about an hour after that, the monitor's beeping away, and I stopped and I smiled. She took her mask off and I could see the tears had gone, and she said, oh, thank you. I feel so much better. I said, I actually looked at her, and after like an hour I said, yeah, you do look better. You look fine. And she said, I feel great. And this is where it becomes really beautiful. The sliding doors slid open, and a man in a white gown, obviously a doctor, walked through the door, grabbed the board from the bottom of the bed, looked at the monitor with the heart and all of those things, and said, well, looks like you can go. And she burst into tears, and I did. And we hugged each other. And she started, I said, no, don't talk. Just get your clothes on. Come on. So she's putting her clothes on. I leave the room and go into the next room. She puts her clothes on, and then I heard her shout, Mark, and I come back round. Now she's sat in the seat next to the bed, and I'm sat in this seat because there was two seats. Then the sliding doors open again. This time, two doctors, and they look at her and say, Mrs. So-and-so, what are you doing out of the bed? You should be in the bed. And she said, but the doctor said I can go. They took the board, looked at it, walked out of the room, and then I said to her, calm down, don't worry, everything's fine, everything's fine. They came back in and said, well, looks like you can go. So that's where I thought it all stopped. But actually, we walked upstairs and we went into one of the rooms where a secretary was there, and they wouldn't let her go because she needed to pay for one night's stay, which was 3,000 and something. She just managed to scratch to get the money together. And on our way out, I realized not only was she frightened about being in the hospital, but more so, she knew that if she stayed one more night, she wouldn't have the money to be able to do that. So miracles do happen, and spirit does help in many beautiful ways. A few days later, her family member came to see me and wanted to gift me back for what I'd done. And I said, no, it was from my heart, no, you must receive this back. So I said, I'm honoured, and I took the envelope and I said, thank you. I opened the envelope and the most beautiful feeling came over me. I knew at that given moment that I'd been gifted back the exact amount of money what the Moldavite, if not a little bit more, was, so I could buy another Moldavite exactly the same as the one I gifted. So you see how beautiful spirit works. When we give, we always get back. But when we give, it is giving in a way that is not holding on to its value. It is not a business deal. It is not wanting anything in return. When you work with spirit, when you truly work with spirit, it is a feeling and an urge without thinking. You just do. And when somebody asks, why do you do that? You say, I don't know. I just needed to do it. I was an urge to do it without any thought or understanding or working out why I should and shouldn't because, oh, it's this, or I shouldn't do it because it's that. You just do it. I think that is when you truly know you work alongside your family in the spirit world to help others. And I've done that all my life up till today, and I still do today. And I guess I want to say the final crystal I worked on yesterday, I really didn't know its name. I couldn't find its name of the crystal. It's a beautiful crystal, and it's got a beautiful, dense gorgeousness, but it's also got a glow about it. It's a very deep green, but then when you look at the edges, it's almost jade. It's gorgeous. I don't know what crystal it is. But you know what? I feel that very urge today to give this away to one of you guys because I love you. So, what makes you enjoy this YouTube channel? What have you got from it? Write it down underneath here, and I'll scan through, and the one that touches my heart and the one that I know this is for, I'll send it to you. Sonia will send you a message once I decide who Spirit wants this to go to, and then she will just simply want your email address so she can send you the details for you to forward on your address. Listen guys, we all work with Spirit, all of us every day. And I don't think I'm different from any other person in the world. I know that you've probably got 1,000 more stories than me about what you've done in this world. And I want to say thank you for being the most amazing, kind and caring soul for others in their times of most challenging and darkest periods we all go through. So thank you for being you. Thank you for watching these YouTube videos. And from my heart to yours, have the most beautiful and amazing day, and do one good thing today to help somebody, and that puts you on the path of how to begin working with spirit. But you already do, so you already know this. So have a great day and do more of it each day. Bye guys.